if I traded it all, if I gave it all away for one thing.
Welcome back. Well, you know, it's a live show, so anything can happen. And my next guest that was coming on isn't able to make it. But luckily for me, I have David Fisher, the CEO of Landmark Capital Gold. I'm so glad that you're here because, you know, I love having you on. You do open up my eyes like big saucers when you talk. And thank you for coming back on to talk more.
Well, hopefully your listeners feel the same way about me that you do.
They do.
Because I know I might have been over the top in my passion to help people see what reality is. Because, you know, if I'd rather be told the truth,
right,
than sugarcoat something and say that's going to be okay. You know, and people would rather be told this in advance. If you're going to lose 40%, you're going to do something about it, and that's the reality.
I just think that you could never be sorry for being passionate about something that you believe in so much.
Well, let me tell you what happened since I just left your program. I went out to check. I went and called the office and said, I'm not going to be able to be there for a while because Carol needs somebody to come on her 4:30 slot. She says, well, make sure you tell she says, are you going to back on the air? I said, yes. So make sure you tell the people on the radio because we've had several callers just since this last program, and 2 of the callers have asked if they can invest in precious metals, gold and silver, even though they don't have retirement. So I want to clarify something.
Can we do that, David?
Yeah, let's clarify
Good, because I'm that person.
Because, you know, there's a lot of people that who work really hard for their money, and some have the ability to put it into retirement, and some don't have the ability to put it in a retirement. So it doesn't matter to us at Landmark Capital, me as the CEO and founder, whether you have retirement or not. The only reason I talk about a retirement passionately is because the government has said, we're going to manage your retirement. So they also said, and you can go to the FDIC.gov, we're going to manage your savings account. It's called a bail-in. It's the same term. It's just a different asset class, a non-retirement. So we help lots of people who don't have retirement. They worked really hard for their money, and they built up a little money in savings. It's money that they're not going to, you know, turn around and live off of. And that's the beauty of investing in anything. Investing in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or precious metals should not change where you're going to eat tonight. It should not make you rich, should not make you poor, but specifically in precious metals, it should give you a peace of mind that stocks, bonds, mutual funds can't. And if people who have a savings account out there and they have money there that they know that they're not going to need in the next near future, I'll say 6 months, okay? You're certainly not going to go invest in the stock market. And I would give you the same recommendation. You shouldn't be buying precious metals. But if you have gained some money in a savings account and you don't know where to put it and you don't want to go in the stock market, that does not feel right in this environment, and you want to learn about investing in precious metals, absolutely, we would love to have a free consultation with you and explain what gold and silver does do, what it doesn't do, and you can buy precious metals without a retirement. As simple as that. I also had another phone call that was left on my voicemail. It says the person's name was Kevin. I have $10,000, and I wanted to put it in precious metals, and this is not in retirement. So here I have, just since the last time I was on your program, I have 2 people out of the several that have called our company that don't have retirements that want to invest in precious metals by writing out a check or bringing in a cashier's check and buying precious metals. That's non-retirement money. So we do that all the time.
That's good to know, because there's a lot of people out there that are in that position, or, you know, they're not ready necessarily to retire.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not really, our philosophy is it's not how much you have, it's what you do with what you have. And that's the beauty of investing. Nobody knows the future, but what we do know, history has shown that if you diversify your portfolio and not have all your eggs in stocks, or not have all your eggs in real estate, and have a portion in cash and a portion in precious metals, you'll be far better than the person that puts all their assets in 1 or 2 asset classes. And this is not just coming from me. The market has shown this. Plus, there's a report that was done, a government report, that was they were hired a person to do this in the late 90s, and they showed that by having 10% of metals in your portfolio, it lowered your risk by over 25%. So there's facts that prove this, and we can help people get those facts.
Now, your phone number is 602-287-9200. They do free consultations. The website, check them out. It is landmarkgold.com. What else should we talk about?
Well, I have a lot of people. Let's do some common asked questions that I get asked, because I know it's been a while since, they say, well, the government's not going to do that. Are you kidding me? If they seize my bank account, if they seize my retirement, there's going to be riots in the street. Okay? I mean, people tend to think that.
Well, it's happened before with other things.
Yeah. When they shut down banks in the United States before, there wasn't riots in the street. We had a banking holiday. In the 14 countries that have already done this, there's only one country that they had rioting in the streets. Guess what country?
What? I'm about to say.
Greece.
Oh, I was going to say that.
I went to Greece after the rioting in the street, and I saw a lot of graffiti, and I talked to a lot of people, and they told me a lot of personal stories on exactly how their government came in and seized their accounts. It was greater than 50%. But really what caused the rioting in the street was not the first time they did it in Greece. It was the third time they did it in Greece. Now, there's a report that was put together in 2013 that was put together by the International Monetary Fund. 2013 this report was put together in October of that year. It's a 107-page report. I've read it 4 times, Carol. In fact, I brought it in here and I showed you. It has a little red cover on it. It's called Taxing Times. It came out in October 2013 from the International Monetary Fund. And it goes in depth, a lot about America. And they use these, at the time, there's only 12 countries that had done bail-ins. They used the 12 countries as examples on how the bail-in would work for America. Now, this is a public report. Anybody can read it. You can get it off the internet, just like I did. So to say it's not happening and to say they wouldn't do it, then let me ask you the question. Why would the International Monetary Fund write a 107-page report telling that this is the only way, I'm summarizing the report, that America is going to get out of the financial debt that we're in? And they said on page 49 that doing this one time, and they call it a capital levy, in other words, levying people's accounts, seizing their assets, doing it one time will not alter behavior. Those are the exact terms they used. Why do I know that? Because, again, I've read the report 4 times.
Okay, so I'm hearing that as they said it would not alter the behavior of the person
Yes.
So you're telling me that they're telling me that would not change the way I am spending money, and yet look at our country. Okay, go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is that they're saying that it would cause a riot.
Uh-huh.
It's going to change your behavior, your mindset, your thinking, and you're not going to be happy with your country.
Right.
But here's what happened in all the 12 countries that this report says. Every citizen got something back from the country that seized a portion of their bank account or retirement. It's like they didn't, it's never happened where they didn't get anything back. They got a note, a promissory note. What do you think Social Security is? A check in the mail. That's just a promissory note of the money that you paid into it over your lifetime.
It's your money.
That's
right?
what this is. And that's why they call it a government retirement annuity, GRA. They already got the name for this bail-in. It's a GRA. It's an annuity that the government puts together where they take a portion of your money, seize it, and put it into GRA, a government retirement annuity that the Treasury will handle, and then they pay you back over time. And they're saying that this will not alter the behavior because you're getting your money back over time. Well, we all know that today, if there could be such a report that all the money that you put into Social Security versus all the money that you get back, you put a lot more money into Social Security than you got back. Most of the retirement people have said it. This is no different. So this is why they call it a wealth tax. They're taking a portion of your wealth, they're taxing it. It's the government intervening. So I want to make it clear that, when people say it's never going to happen in America, we said the same thing about Obamacare. Nobody ever thought we would have that 10 years ago. You never would have thought that. Yet we have it through a fiduciary rule, if you want to call it that way. And then when I was on your program last hour, that we were talking about, this fiduciary rule. It's the same mechanism that Obama has done it through the healthcare industry. He's doing it because he's figured out it works, okay? He's doing it now on a financial side because when he wants to leave office, he does not want to go down in history as the president doubled the national debt and made it the largest ever in history. He wants to go down as a president that has fixed it better than what he got given to him. And the debt is not better than what he inherited. It's way worse, and this is the fix to it.
When we come back, we're going to talk further. Also, I want to also talk about your, what is this, the financial blueprint, too, so that they can hear that again. We're going to go to a break. When we come back further, we're going to talk with David Fisher. He is the CEO of Landmark Capital, and you can call him. His number is 602-287-9200, and call in here for the bail-in.
If I traded it all, if I gave it all away for one
Welcome
thing.
back. You know, David, I love listening to you because it's so informational, and you make it so it sounds, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's not, yes, some of it's scary, you know, and you're not here to scare anyone. You're here to educate them on what you know.
Absolutely not. We should not be scared of the future. We should embrace the future, and how you do that is with knowledge and information and facts. Because buying gold should give you peace of mind. If you're scared about your stocks right now, and this is how you tell if you should be pulling some money off the table. Would you buy more right now in this volatile market? If the answer is yes, then stay with the picture and take your chances, and we might have another 2008 all over again. And you probably will look back and say, I wish I would have done something then. But if there's anything in you saying, in your gut or your spirit, that says, you know what, I should pull some money off the table because I don't want to go through what I went through before, or the warning signs are too clear right now that this could happen again, maybe in a different way. So I have a lot of people that say, you know what, I don't understand gold. I've never bought it. And I have also a lot of people who have bought gold that now is the time where they want to buy more. So whether the person is seasoned or for the first time, we're here to help that person understand with no pressure. In fact, I'll tell people, if they come in my office, leave your checkbook at home, leave your Fidelity statement or wherever your retirement account is at home. Let's just talk and help you get the facts. Then you go back and talk with your spouse or think about it, or or pray about it, or however you make your decisions. And you're going to have some more questions, and we'll talk again. And then that next conversation after the free consultation, if you want that conversation, that is, then you will have some questions that you will figure out if this is for you or not. But I can't advise enough person. I'll say, even if it's not me, and it's some other gold company in down the street or in Arizona or outside Arizona, get protected. Work with a qualified representative, and I've been doing this for 22 years, day in, day out. There's a lot of companies, some even locally here, that the owner of the company or the manager of the company, they've only been doing it for 4 or 5 years recently, and then they took a break for 20 years, and they did it 20 years ago. That's not a person who knows what they're talking about long term. So a person that has done this over a decade or longer, 15 to 20 years, when I'm at the 22nd year of my career, day in, day out, I've been in the trenches, and I've seen every single market and experienced every single market we've been in. So I can think I'm qualified to advise a lot of people, and that's what it is. We have created. I know you're holding that up there.
I'm holding up because I want you to say it again before we get off, but I also want to talk about this because of what you offer for the vets and everything. I want them to hear it again.
Yes. In fact, speaking of the vets, let's talk about that now. I had a listener, or you have listeners on your audience that heard me on your program in the fall and finally came in and decided to have a free consultation. And that person came in, first of all, they talked on the phone, and then they said, okay, I want to come in and talk with you. It wasn't me, it was one of my representatives who's been doing this for 28 years. He actually knows more about it than I do. And John helped this person. They decided they wanted to do this. And he was a veteran, and he says, well, I want to take advantage of what your company offers as a veteran. And what that is if you have a retirement and you want to roll over the retirement or transfer it, we will pay for the legal fee, which is our legal fee. It's not ours. It's the attorney who does this for you, for the investor. You pay them directly. It's $350 to set up the LLC if you're in state, and $385 out of state.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and if you don't have a retirement and you want to invest in metals outside of the retirement, I personally will discount your trade on a like-for-like discount on whatever dollar you're working with to make sure that you feel the thank you from Landmark Capital. Thank you for serving our country. When they come into our office, we do a thing called the financial blueprint. What is that? Well, think with me. You wouldn't dare build a house without a plan, without a blueprint. And yet so many people invest in stocks, bonds, mutual funds with no plan whatsoever. I would rather give the tools to a person so that their eyes are open and they're fully engaged in their plan. And that's what this interactive conversation called the Financial Blueprint does. We ask a half a dozen to a dozen questions to get a very good snapshot of what the type of person we're working with. Are they ultra-conservative? Are they risky? Are they speculative? They want to have protection from government intervention? Are they trying to just protect their money? Do they want growth? You know, do that gold more than silver? Do they like volatile markets? Do they like volatile markets? How long the time are they looking to invest? Or they want to hand this down to children, grandchildren, or they wanting I want to buy it and have it in my safe just in case. So those are a lot of different types of people, and some people, they want all of that. So based upon what their answers are, there's three distinct categories of metals, and we go over the three distinct categories, their benefits, their drawbacks, what they do, what they don't do, what they've done in history in the different environments, inflation, deflation, in a stock market correction, in a high debt, low interest rate environment, and what future might look like. So a person can make a decision. They say, this is the category that best suits me. And then we facilitate what they want to do. So we do educate, facilitate, and then buying the metals, we find the best value in that category of metals for them.
That's perfect. Now, their phone number, write it down. It's 602-287-9200, and check them out at landmarkgold.com. And our lines are open here. I'm going to also let everybody keep on calling for the next 10 minutes or so to get the coming bail-in. It's how to avoid it from affecting you. It's a white paper that he wrote, and it's all the information on that you can hear that it's, and you have substantial backup to,
I've substantiated.
Thank you very much.
Everything that is in the coming bail-in, you can find it on the internet. In fact, a lot of it's on government websites. So it's the FDIC Gov is some of this information. It is also, most of the information is on mainstream media, Reuters, CNBC, Fox News. It is mainstream media, and if you start doing some searching, in fact, if there's something in there that they can't find, I want to know, because I'm getting ready for the 5th edition of printing next week on this. That's how much people have demanded this report. We're going on our 5th printing, and I want to remove anything that's not in there. And so far, I've only had to adjust one little sentence, and that's 4 printings. So I want the facts, and I want people to have the facts, and that is free to everybody that calls.
And our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Well, we have another few minutes. What else should we say?
Moving forward in 2016, this is the time of year, the beginning of the year, for people to make financial changes in a portfolio. Look at what's happening the first 2 weeks of the year, and the first 2 weeks of the year usually dictate what the whole year is going to be about. It's true. Look at that and learn from that and then make a proper adjustments. We're in an election year. President Obama is going to pull out the stops. That means government control.
Let me ask you something. With the people that have lost, now I know people that have lost a lot of money, right now. And what should they do? I mean, I think that they're not sure whether they should sell what they have.
Diversify. Always diversify. I just talked to a client. His name is David. He's in Texas. He started investing with our company. He's invested twice. He's a 401k, and he started investing June 5th of this year. Long story short, his portfolio in stocks are down 10% this year from June 5th till now. I just talked to him today, okay? And his portfolio in gold is up 8% from June 5th till now. We're going the same direction, and not let the government seize your retirement this year. Let's do something about it. Prepare for this economic downturn because we're in the beginnings of it.
They do free consultations, and it doesn't matter if you have a retirement account or not. They will help you. They want to talk to you. They want to make you feel secure for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
So their number is 602-287-9200. The website is landmarkgold.com, and you can also call here for the coming bail-in at 602-277-5369, or toll-free it's 1-866-536-1100. Check him out. He's at landmarkgold.com.
Across that line, if I traded it all